Cathaoirleach, and Leader, on Monday last, the Health Committee published a report on its pre-legislative scrutiny on the heads of the so-called Safe Access Zones legislation. I have to say, the report isn't a great advertisement that the Safe Access Zone legislation should go ahead, and that the committee's job is just to grease the wheels of that process. It contains one meek recommendation of how the provisions of the bill might be enforced in practice, but the report completely ignores the elephant in the room, namely that the proposals in the bill are most certainly unconstitutional by infringing on the freedoms of speech, association and religion. Leader, the Dáil and the Seanad are bound by the Constitution not to pass legislation which we believe to be unconstitutional, and yet in the 24 pages of the Health Committee's report there isn't so much as a comma of consideration given to the possibility that the bill might be unconstitutional. That despite Minister Donnelly himself telling us here in the Seanad on the 22nd of February last year that the Gardaí believed that the proposal is unconstitutional and would not survive a legal challenge. The Minister recently told the Dáil that he had 5 meetings with the Attorney-General between October of 2022 and January of this year to discuss this bill specifically. The only reason he would meet so often is because clearly there is a huge question mark over the constitutionality of this bill. Despite 2 submissions of the Health Committee, one by the Presbyterian Church and another by the Pro-Life Campaign, pointing out the constitutionality problem with the latter submission, containing 7 full pages of analysis that shows that the bill's constitutionality is severely in doubt. I'd like to ask the Leader, what does this say about the process of pre-legislative scrutiny when such a glaring potential problem, which the Minister himself has flagged, is completely ignored by the Oireachtas Committee? Furthermore, did the committee seriously think that the issue of constitutionality was even worthy of a mention? Did any of its members read the submission pointing out this problem? Why is there nothing in the report on this issue? I value the work done by all committees within these houses, but why waste anybody's time by going through the process when the decisions and outcomes is already decided before the process begins?
Senator Keogan spoke about the pre-legislative scrutiny of safe access zones. That's work done by an Oireachtas committee that's cross-party, and I suppose we take that work has been done diligently, which I've noted that it has been. It is a contentious issue. There will never be agreement on this. There are calls for safe access zones not to restrict people's right to assemble or freedom of expression or speech or freedom of religion, but to protect people accessing health services. And I suppose I would question, if you're going to debate the legitimacy of public policy or legislation, the place to do that is where that policy and legislation is put together, and that's here, not outside hospitals. But I understand that there are different views on the issue, and I respect that there are different views on the issue.